Gentlemen, hey, congratulations on the inaugural season of Brilliant Minds. This is so exciting for both of
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Gig. Thank you, man. Seriously.
I know what I love about this show is the fact that not only is a medical drama show, I also feel like you guys also play detectives on every single episode in its own way. But let's hear from both of you first is what initially drew you that you want to be part of Brilliant Minds?
Yeah, I mean,
But initially,
yeah, I mean, the just a great job, great opportunity, a really strong producing team, a really great support system, the studio system behind it. And also the subject material. I didn't know a whole lot about Oliver Sacks beforehand, and then, kind of looking into him and learning about him, it was just inspiring and, very exciting. So yeah, it's cool subject material with a great group. So yeah.
Vince?
yeah. And what I was looking forward to, Gig, was the opportunity to work. I love to work. I can't stress it enough. To work, to feed my family, but more importantly, to tell the story of someone that I truly resonated with, but also knowing the doctors in the long line, the lineage of doctors that have come out um, of film and television. And I'm thinking about like Clooney, and I'm thinking about like Denzel Washington, and those are guys that I really look up to and aspire to be like in a lot of ways. And yeah, but of course, man, just the cherry on top is the fact that it's an incredible project. It's an incredible team. It's an incredible group of creatives that you get to work with all the time. But it was a no-brainer to say yes to this role.
As those incredible doctors on television, did both of you actually have to go through some kind of medical boot camp or to learn all this jargon and the terms and all this? I don't even know how you pronounce many of those things.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I'm still working, to learn how to pronounce some things myself. But yeah, we were equipped with well equipped with rehearsals, a medical consultant on set to make sure that those words, those medical terms are coming out clearly. But yeah, then of course you had your own research that you did. Like I did a little bit of research. But before I even knew we were going to get the little mini boot camp. But yeah, it's still a challenge. It's something that you kind of just go with the flow with.
Yeah, they were great. We had actually one of our writers is actually in the medical field as well as being a great writer. So it was cool. We had a bunch of medical consultants all the time. We spent hours and hours, doing these rehearsals and just like, learning how to handle all the equipment so that it looked realistic and also, like you said, the vocabulary, like just drilling the vocabulary and having the people on set right there with us to make us feel comfortable and be able to portray it as authentically as possible. So, yeah.
I know because every time I watch an episode, because it introduces some kind of neurological disorder or mental illness or some kind of disease, and I feel like I have to go Google it while watching each episode. When you guys get the script, do you do your initial research into saying, is this real? Is this actually happening? Or do you just basically just go along with it, whatever's written on the page?
Yeah, for sure. Googling it, talking amongst ourselves, like pinging back and forth and like, like we were all saying, like we have these outlets that at any day or any time of night we could just text or message and be like, "Hey, what do you have any experience with this?" Or like, "Have you ever had this case?" Or "Have you ever like, any of that stuff or what do you know about this?" And everybody was, they're literal highly trained, highly, capable medical professionals. So it was great to have those resources at our fingertips.
Those resources at our disposal, like also like 24/7 around the clock, pretty much, was extremely helpful in supporting us to make sure that we looked the part. Like man, there were so many times I texted Meek, and that's one of our nurse consultants on set, and I'm just like, yo, we got this word in tomorrow's episode. Okay, cool, Spence. Like, what do you need? Like, what does this mean exactly? You know, you got Google, Spence. You actually have Google. Oh, I thought I could just. It never got like that, but yeah. So I would just ask her questions, and she would just do the very best she could to inform me and make sure that I felt very comfortable. Make sure we all felt very comfortable, and just portraying these characters and portraying these doctors that you see on screen.
So true. And I have a specific question for you, Alexander, because your character itself has something. What was it called? Mirror touch. What's the last word? I was going to
Synesthesia.
say synergy, but it's not
Yes, sir.
Is that even real, or did you have to look that up? Did you know about that before?
No, no. I mean, I've heard of different forms of synesthesia because like in the past I've had friends who like they were like, yeah, I see colors, or like when I hear music, I see colors, or things like that. And this condition in particular, like basically there's one doctor in particular that we really focused on that has this, and he's been very open about talking about it and all that. And again, like, it's one of those things that the information was out there, and so we were able to research it and kind of gain a lot of insight from that. And then when it really came down to it, this particular condition, it's really just like super super high level empathy in a basic, in like layman's terms. So yeah, just kind of really tapping into that, and it kind of created this cool challenge, and a very fun thing to play with and to work with and stuff. But it is real and it's out there, and it is very rare though. So yeah.
So, so for both of you, what is it like to don the doctor's uniform and walk onto that set? I mean, how realistic is that set as you guys show up to work every day?
Very real. Yeah.
That's yeah, like everything works, everything is operational down to the hand sanitizer. But I mean, gosh, walking onto that set, walking into Brock's General, it really does make you feel like, you're doing the important work, or you're showing people, what the superheroes of our time, what it looks like to be one, because you're talking about people who very limited sleep, very limited resources, um, um, and their main goal is to help people always, and to just make sure that um, you leave um, you leave in the hospital better than when you're coming in. So I mean, it's a huge responsibility. It's a huge honor to put on those those scrubs, and yeah, man, Bronx General is an epic place.
Yeah, and the practicalness of it is like, yeah, they built a fully functional, this set that's literally in a sound stage, and they just down to to the machines and everything. It's like it's all real medical equipment and all that. And we didn't use real needles, obviously, but it's like, everything else, it's all real. It's all, you're there. So yeah, the set was impeccable. Like the set design was really top notch. So yeah.
What's the chemistry like amongst all four of you, all four interns on this production set? Because you guys seem to work out so well together, but like when the camera's off, what's that like too? Are you guys still like the intern team off camera too, or what?
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
don't
really.
look at them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Spence goes to his corner, and we have to talk to the person that's there, his assistant. It's all, yeah. No, it's honestly, it's like it's funny we joke about it, but like we're a lot closer offset. So early on in these episodes, when we're kind of finding our dynamics and everything, it was kind of actually like we had to work to try to be like to build that rivalry between me and Spence, or to like these like dynamics. But honestly, it's like friends hanging out, and it was a very fun, very kind set and very positive set. So it was really fun. We'd all have a blast, while filming and offset too.
And I know the audience, the dynamic building or the relationship building is a lot more gradual. But for us as a cast and as a whole, it was quite rapid. Like I feel like we gelled almost the first day that we met, and I mean every single person on the set. Like is just awesome through and through, and so easy to talk to, and it's just such a safe space. To Alex's point, I feel like the challenge is to try and create the space that it's like we're kind of still figuring each other out, because like Offset, like we we know
Yeah.
each other pretty well.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
everybody's
excellent.
super close.
Let me wrap it up with one last question. And the reason why we love these medical shows is because we love the characters. We love their personalities. We love the character flaws. For those people who haven't still watched the show, tell us about your character personalities, especially the flaws that for this season that basically your story arc.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
yeah, I
want
got you. So, Jacob, his character arc and some of his flaws. I mean, he's a lighthearted guy, very, very charming football background. He's now pivoted into his plan B. This is now the main thing. But something that you'll see Jacob working through over the course of this season is humbling himself and understanding that he is in a new environment and there is real work that you have to put in. Over the course of the season, you're going to see someone who really impacts me as well is Erica, Ashley's character, just to be a overall better doctor by putting in the work. So humbling myself and not having this like cocky attitude, not so much of like a know-it-all perspective, but just more so like my chin's kind of up. I have to learn how to just take direction and listen. And I think Jacob does that beautifully over the course of this season, humbling himself and just learning from the resources that he has around him.
Last word,
Yeah.
Alex. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I think Van in the beginning is very introverted and shy and kind of weird and quirky. But I think over the course of the season, he kind of comes out of his shell and embraces everything that he's been dealing with and going through, and kind of taking something that was, like I don't know if negative's the right word, but this thing that was a very big obstacle in his life, and actually being able to use it as a tool and to make him a better person, and to be able to, not only when it comes to the hospital stuff, but also in his personal life. He's able to kind of heal from a lot of it, and yeah, and just kind of grow and become part of this great team that's kind of forming and budding.
Well said, well said. Well, this is an exciting season for Brilliant Minds. I hope it reaches 100 episodes like all these other doctor shows. And now,
Yes, talk that talk, gig.
so we'll
That'd be
we'll
great.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll just send that out to the universe. So thank you very much for speaking to us. I can't wait to speak to you guys again for more story arcs. Thank
Uh,
you.
Thank you, Gig.
Thank you, gig.
Appreciate
Enjoy the day.
You too. Bye now.
it.